Have you ever wondered if living independently as you grow older can still be fulfilling and manageable? Have you started to feel like the world is changing faster than you can keep up? Perhaps the more pressing question is, when the laughter of family gatherings fades and the quiet moments stretch longer, how do we transform what society often labels as elderly loneliness into a journey of profound self-discovery and purpose? The answer may lie not in fighting against the solitude that comes with aging alone, but in creating an honorable relationship with it, one that Gabriel Garcia Marquez wisely described as the secret of a good old age. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once observed that nowhere can a person find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in their own soul. This wisdom, penned nearly 2,000 years ago, speaks profoundly to our modern experience of aging. Yet throughout human history, solitude has been recognized not merely as an absence of others, but as a presence unto itself, a fertile ground for wisdom to take root. The question becomes not how to escape our aloneness, but how to cultivate it into something meaningful and sustaining. I'm Vernon, and today we'll explore 5 essential practices that can transform the experience of growing older alone from one of isolation to one of intentional flourishing. Whether you're currently navigating this path or just preparing for the possibility, I encourage you to stay. What we share in number 4 might completely reshape how you see the technological revolution around us. As we move through each practice, take your time. Some ideas may feel immediately familiar. Others might challenge old assumptions. Consider which of these 5 practices resonates most deeply with your current life circumstances. Perhaps jot down a note when something strikes you as particularly relevant. We'll be weaving these insights together by the end, creating a tapestry of wisdom that's uniquely suited to your journey. If thoughtful aging is a path you care about walking with intention, subscribe to the channel and join our community of reflective elders. You'll find the link to connect in the video description below. Let's begin with what may be the most foundational practice of all. The journey of aging alone begins not with rearranging the furniture or updating your legal documents, but with cultivating an inner landscape that can hold both solitude and meaning. This truth became clear to me years ago, not through a book or seminar, but through the quiet resilience of my neighbor Harold. After his wife passed, Harold lived alone in the home they'd shared for over 40 years. I remember how, in the early months, he seemed to vanish into that silence, moving slowly, speaking less. But one evening, as we sat on his porch in comfortable stillness, he said that the hardest part isn't being alone. It's becoming good company for himself. That simple insight revealed something profound. It echoes what Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, taught us, that even in the harshest conditions, we retain the power to shape our inner response. In the small space between what happens to us and how we respond lies our deepest freedom. Modern psychology confirms this ancient wisdom. A 2023 study in the Journal of Personality found that among adults aging alone, those with a consistent inner resilience practice reported significantly higher levels of well-being, emotional balance, and life satisfaction, regardless of external circumstances. Harold eventually developed what he called his resilience routine. Each morning, he'd write 3 lines in a journal: one memory, one question, one thing he was grateful for. In the evenings, he'd brew a cup of tea and read aloud from a well-worn volume of Marcus Aurelius, not for answers, but to keep his mind anchored to something timeless. Others I know have built different forms of this practice. Elaine begins her day with 15 minutes of breath, focused meditation. Robert finds solace in reading philosophical essays that both challenge and comfort. Whatever form it takes, the practice is the same: to build a quiet inner strength that keeps you company when the world feels far away. You can try some practical solutions. Create a resilience routine, daily habits that strengthen your inner resources. For me, this includes 20 minutes of reflective journaling each morning and a gratitude practice before sleep. Establish a meaning portfolio. Identify 3 to 5 values that give your life purpose. Practice constructive solitude. Distinguish between loneliness, painful state, and solitude, potentially nourishing state. Through mindfulness practices like the stop technique. Stop, take a breath. Observe your feelings. Proceed with awareness. What might your resilience routine look like? Leave a comment below. Your insight might be the very thing someone else needs to hear today. You don't need to get it perfect. Just begin. Try one small, repeatable habit this week that nourishes your inner world. While inner resilience forms our foundation, we humans remain fundamentally social creatures. The second essential practice involves intentionally creating what I call a support constellation, a network of relationships that provide different forms of connection, assistance, and meaning. Unlike traditional family structures where relationships often come predefined, your support constellation requires deliberate cultivation. This isn't about finding a single person to meet all your needs, but rather developing diverse connections that collectively create a robust support system. In many African cultures, the concept of Ubuntu, I am because we are, recognizes the fundamental interconnectedness of human existence. Similarly, in Native American traditions, elders are seen as wisdom keepers with vital community roles, demonstrating how aging can involve deeper, not diminished, social connection. My own constellation began taking shape when I joined a community garden 3 years ago. There I met Sophia, a retired botanist who has become both a friend and an informal health advocate who checks in regularly. Through a volunteer program at the local library, I connected with Marcus, a college student who helps with technology questions and brings youthful energy into my week. The research on this is compelling. A landmark study followed seniors for nearly a decade and found that those with diverse social connections, not necessarily the most connections, but the most varied types, showed significantly better cognitive health and reported higher life satisfaction. Building your constellation might include volunteering with organizations aligned with your values, joining interest-based groups through platforms like Meetup, creating regular check-in systems with neighbors, participating in intergenerational programs at local schools or universities, exploring faith communities. If spirituality is meaningful to you, you can map your current constellation this week. Draw yourself at the center, then add the people and communities currently in your orbit. Where do you see gaps? What type of connection might enrich your experience? Remember, this constellation will evolve over time. The important part is beginning the intentional process of cultivation. As we move to our third practice, we shift from the relational to the practical, specifically, creating financial and legal frameworks that support your independence and protect your legacy. This topic became urgently personal for me when my former colleague Richard suffered a sudden stroke. Though he recovered, the weeks of confusion revealed how unprepared he was for a health emergency while living alone. He thought he had time to figure all that out later. The truth is, financial and legal planning takes on heightened importance when aging independently. Without a spouse or adult children living nearby, creating robust systems becomes an act of self-care and foresight. In many ways, this is not just about protecting assets or ensuring paperwork is in place. It's about safeguarding the dignity of your autonomy. When done thoughtfully, this kind of preparation is not a burden, but a quiet gift to your future self. A comprehensive approach includes several key elements. First, consider appointing a professional fiduciary, someone legally bound to act in your best interest regarding financial and healthcare decisions if you become unable to make them yourself. Unlike relying solely on friends or distant family, a professional fiduciary provides objective expertise and reliability. Second, create what estate planners call an advance directive portfolio, a collection of documents including a living will, healthcare proxy, and durable power of attorney. These ensure your wishes are respected even if you cannot advocate for yourself. Third, investigate long-term care insurance options while you're still healthy enough to qualify for favorable rates. With the average nursing home stay costing over $90,000 annually, this protection can preserve your independence and choice. Before we continue, let me pause and acknowledge that these topics can feel overwhelming. If you're finding yourself putting off these decisions, consider scheduling a consultation with a fee-only financial planner who specializes in elder issues. Often, taking that first step breaks the paralysis and starts the momentum toward security. As we've explored inner resilience, social connections, and financial preparation, you may be noticing how these practices interweave and support each other. This interconnection becomes even more apparent in our fourth practice. Let this be more than a passing thought press. Like to keep conversations about wise, independent aging visible in a world that often overlooks them. This might be the insight you've been waiting for, a perspective that could change how you see the role of technology in your later years. Technology often gets a mixed reception among our generation. Some see it as an intrusion, others as an annoyance to be tolerated. Yet for those aging independently, thoughtfully selected technology can serve as a powerful bridge, connecting us to people, services, information, and assistance that enhance our autonomy. At its best, technology isn't a distraction. It's a form of quiet support, helping us extend the reach of our independence while living on our own terms. My own relationship with technology transformed through an unexpected friendship. My neighbor's grandson, Jason, visited weekly to help his grandmother with her smartphone. During one visit, he noticed me struggling with my ancient flip phone and offered help. What began as basic instruction evolved into my discovering tools that have genuinely enhanced my independence. The statistics are encouraging for our generation's tech adoption. According to AARP research, 86% of Americans aged 50 to 59 and 81% of those 60 to 69 now use smartphones. We're embracing these tools at increasing rates, recognizing their practical value for independent living. Beyond communication, technology offers practical supports specifically valuable for those living alone. Voice-activated assistants like Amazon Echo or Google Home can call for emergency help, manage medication reminders, control home environments, and provide companionship. Telemedicine platforms connect you with healthcare providers without transportation challenges. Grocery and meal delivery services ensure nutrition even when mobility becomes limited. Learning platforms like Masterclass and Coursera offer intellectual stimulation and purpose. My friend Eleanor, who lives in a rural area 30 minutes from the nearest town, describes her tablet as her window to the world and her lifeline. Through it, she participates in her book club virtually, orders supplies, manages her banking, and video chats with her grandchildren across the country. If technology feels intimidating, consider seeking out a tech buddy, perhaps through a senior center program or local library. Many communities offer technology training specifically designed for older adults, with patient instructors and hands-on practice. Remember, embracing technology isn't about pursuing every new gadget. It's about selectively adopting tools that specifically enhance your independence and connection. What one technological tool might most improve your experience of living independently? That's a question worth exploring this week. If this reflection helped reframe how you see technology, consider sharing this video with someone else who's navigating aging alone. You never know whose world it might open just a little wider. Our final practice brings us back to the wisdom of the ancients, particularly the Roman poet Juvenal, who advocated for mens sana in corpore sano, a sound mind in a sound body. While physical well-being matters at every life stage, it takes on particular significance when living independently in later years. My friend Thomas, a retired physics professor, puts it this way: when you live alone, your physical health becomes your primary real estate investment. His playful metaphor contains profound truth. The body we inhabit is the foundation of our independence. Research confirms that seniors who maintain moderate physical activity experience not just better health outcomes, but significantly higher levels of independence. A landmark study from the National Institute on Aging found that adults who engaged in regular strength training were 46% less likely to experience limitations in daily activities, regardless of age. Yet nurturing physical vitality goes beyond traditional exercise. It encompasses mindful nutrition that supports cognitive and physical functioning, sleep hygiene practices that ensure restorative rest, balance and mobility exercises that prevent falls, the leading cause of lost independence, regular preventive health care, including dental and vision care, often overlooked. For my own physical practice, I've found tremendous value in combining Eastern and Western approaches. 3 mornings weekly, I join a gentle Tai Chi class that improves my balance while calming my mind. On alternate days, I work with resistance bands following a program my physical therapist designed specifically for my needs. If traditional exercise feels unappealing, consider activities that combine physical movement with social connection or purpose: community gardening, volunteer ushering at theaters, or walking groups that explore different neighborhoods each week. The key is consistency over intensity. Small, sustainable habits yield far greater benefits than occasional ambitious efforts followed by lengthy recoveries. Identify one aspect of physical well-being to focus on this week, perhaps balance, strength, flexibility, or nutrition, and commit to one small, consistent action to nurture it. As we near the conclusion of our time together, I invite you to consider which of these 5 practices resonates most with your current life circumstances. Where might you begin implementing a small change this week? As we've journeyed through these 5 essential practices: cultivating inner resilience, creating your support constellation, securing your financial and legal legacy, embracing technology as a bridge, and nurturing physical vitality, perhaps you've noticed something important. None exists in isolation. Like the strands of a well-woven tapestry, each practice strengthens and enhances the others. Inner resilience provides the courage to build new social connections. Technology bridges expand your support constellation. Physical vitality enables continued independence, while financial security provides access to resources that support all other practices. The philosopher Epicurus, in his wisdom garden over 2,000 years ago, observed that it is never too early or too late for the health of the soul. I believe the same applies to creating a meaningful, secure, and connected life while aging independently. Whether you're currently navigating solo aging or preparing for that possibility, remember that you're engaging in a profound human journey, one traveled by millions before you and alongside you now. In that knowledge lies both comfort and inspiration. I'd be honored to hear which of these practices resonated most deeply with you, or what wisdom you've discovered in your own journey of aging. Leave your insights in the comments below. Your experience might illuminate the path for another traveler. Meaningful reflections deserve to be seen more widely. Like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next thoughtful lesson. You'll also find more timeless wisdom in the curated videos I've linked in the description, a resource for those choosing to grow older with intention and insight. Until our next exploration together, wishing you resilience, connection, security, and vitality on your unique journey.